now the bike's on the ground, I can then deal with handlebars here. Just going to straighten them up. And to test to see if you have your headset set correctly, is just if you can twist the spacers by yourself, then it's too loose. And you want it to be able to just be able to not turn them. So I'm trying to go another. So right there, I cannot turn them, so I know that's preloaded good. Line this up, tighten my stem. Adjust the handlebars. I'm just adjusting the sweep of the handlebars, not the position of the controls. That feels all right. Now I can adjust the levers. Okay, so that feels all good. Now it's all tight, so we don't have to worry about that again. So time for the seat post now. I'm just going to remove it again. Now there's already a cable through the frame, and if you're buying a bike from a box, it's probably going to be pre-routed already. But I will make another video on how to route drop post. So I'm going to remove it. There we go. So that's the post fully extended. Now I've already measured my previous bike, and it was 88 centimeters from the middle of the pedal threads to the bottom of the seat rails. So what I'm going to do now is try and estimate that without the post being in here, so I can kind of get a rough idea of where the seat post needs to be. So I'm going to say it's going to be about almost that hole insertion area there. It's going to be inside the frame. I'm going to do a quick measurement on that. So I'm going to estimate about 26 centimeters of this post needs to go down in. So what I can do now is pull the cable from here up to the front and measure down until it gets to 26 centimeters. And then I know that with the post in at the right height and the cable that's been pulled through, that I can then cut the front because I know how long the cable is going to be. So I'm going to do that now. So I pulled it through, and the top of the cable, I'm using the tape measure to butt up against the cable like this, so I can measure it from where it is, and it comes out at, there we go, pretty much bang on 27.5, so in the right zone. So now I know that roughly the length of cable I need. I'm just going to guesstimate here how long. I don't want it to be too long out the frame here, so I want to guess about there. Cut it. Take my end cap off. That can go in the spares or garbage. I'm going to open this end up because I just cut it. A trick way to get you might not be able to push this cable back through because we need the housing to come back out the end. But because this is kind of flexible, you may not be able to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the derailleur or the cable in from this direction with the head being last. And then I'm going to pull up on here and hopefully be able to slide the whole thing through. Gear cable goes in here. There we go. Now if I pull on this at the end, I think these ones get caught a little bit. So it might be a little bit trickier, but let's see here. There we go, end of the cable. So I installed the two ferrules back onto the end of the housing, so the housing's good to go. There's two ways that dropper posts can work. You can either have the head of the cable at the bottom of the seat post or at the lever. In this case, it's at the bottom of the seat post, so we install this ferrule here, which goes on like that. Just like that. Then the seat post has a little notch here, so we can put this in sideways, like that, and then down like that. And then this is going to go down in through the housing through the frame. And because there's an aluminum frame, all you need is grease down in here. Definitely advised, because you'd never really adjust the seat post afterwards. So you don't want it to seize. Now I'm going to take the end of the cable and then just fire it all the way through to the end. The cable's now out here. I'm going to pull it all the way down. Make sure the cable's sit down here properly, and then I'm going to pull on, not the housing, but I'm going to pull on the inner cable. It's going to be pulled on the housing, then it would slip, and then we'd have to readjust it. Now, if you've gone too far, if you've put the seat post down too far, don't worry at this point. Don't pull it back up, because the inner cable is going to move with it, and the outer cable is not. And then you're going to be in a world of trouble. So right now, this is in tension. And the seat post is roughly where I need it to be. Now we can install the lever and then tighten it up, and then we can move the whole system as one to make sure that the cable is always in the right position. The cable goes in there, goes through the lever. I can pull the whole system tight, and then just tighten the bolt up. Install this guy, tighten that one up, and I'll just cut it and crimp it. A few things to note with the dropper posts. After we kind of cut the hose the right length, or the housing the right length, we pull it through with the inner cable, not the outer cable, to roughly where we want it. Then we can tighten this up, and then put the lever on. If you find that this comes back really slowly, depending on the brand, it may need some air or may need a bleed. And worth just cycling the lever a few times, because sometimes the ferrules won't sit in properly, and then you'll have a really big amount of excess cable tension that you need to add. So you may need to adjust the barrel adjuster and tighten that up, or just re-cinch the cable down. Now we put the saddle on. So I've already done a video on how to install this saddle the easiest way. Let me just show you again. So I'm going to take the rearmost bolt out, make sure that the nut is still in there, lift up on the top plate, remove the one underneath. You can potentially spin this sideways, but just like that. I'll show you again. I just went down as far as I could go, across, under. Now, with the pressure of the saddle pointing up, the top plate will stay there. I can slide in the bottom plate. And with my finger, I'm holding the nut, so I can install the bolt. Now this seat angle needs adjustment, obviously, so let's try and get it in a rough area where it's kind of flat. So there we go. That was how to install a seat in a minute and a half or so. Okay, so we're almost there. Just need to add some sealant to the tires. These are already set up tubeless, but the sealant needs to be added, so let me show you in the front wheel how to do that. So you're going to need some kind of tool to remove the valve core. I do sell these on my website, on Amazon, Canada and USA, so check the links below for that. I'm just going to remove this cap, put the tool on, remove the core. Now this is a used one. I've already done this tire, but you want to shake this up, remove the cap here, and then you're just going to squirt in 2 to 4 ounces of sealant. Once you've done that, like I said, I've already done it, this one. Then you can put the valve core back in, and you can tighten it up until it's snug. Loosen that guy, and then put my tires up. Okay guys, there's how to assemble a new bike out of the box. This obviously being an e-bike, really the only thing you have to worry about extra is just the battery and just the battery controls. Everything else is pretty much a standard bike. So just to recap, we took the wheels off, we greased the axles, we removed the dark disc, we put the wheels back on, set up the brakes, put the fender on, set the gears up, took it off the stand, set all the handlebar controls up, cut the right length for the dropper post, made sure it worked, installed the saddle, inflated the tires. Now, yes, this bike is assembled, but there's lots of improvements we can make to it. One, like these Code R brakes don't feel very good, they feel very mushy, but I got a plan for those, so we're not gonna deal with that right now. In the next few weeks, I'll show you how to waterproof the frame so we get the longest lifespan out of it, and I got a bunch of upgrades too coming for it, so stay tuned. If you like this video, find it helpful, smash that like button. I'll leave a comment on anything you would like to see coming up on the channel, and we'll catch you guys soon. Thanks. So I thought I'd just give you a quick rundown of the bike. It's Giant Rain E, it's mullet, so 29 front, 27.5 rear, GX axis for the gears, down here, Code R brakes with big rotors, Maxxis tires, a Fox X2, a Trans-X seat post, Grip 2 damper. So a pretty good bike, but not as high end as I would like. So we have lots of cool parts coming from some cool companies, so check out for that.